You're listening to 8 Up, the podcast.
Hey Jeff, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Jeff man. Happiest of birthdays to you, sir. May all of your birthday wishes come true. And please keep up the fantastic work that you're doing on 8 Up the podcast. I absolutely love it. And I will continue to listen and listen and listen and listen until your next birthday. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Happy birthday. Love you.
So this is a special Happy Birthday Jeff edition of 8 Up the podcast. And we're wishing him a happy birthday, June 19th.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Jeffrey Allen. This is your nephew, Tom. Just calling to wish you a happy birthday. And you are one of the coolest motherfuckers in the history of motherfuckers. So here's to many, many more. And let's grow old together. Or, well, that sounded kind of fucked up. But can I talk to you about the piece of candy in your pocket? I mean, because I don't think there really is a piece of candy. Anyway, though, that's a discussion for another time. Happy birthday. I love you. Bye.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hey everybody, this is Danielle.
And this is Daniel.
And I'm Carla, and we are Hoosier Homicide,
A true crime podcast by Hoosiers for Hoosiers, or for anyone that doesn't know what a Hoosier is.
Wait, do you know what a Hoosier is?
Nope.
Nope.
Shit.
I'll look it up, I promise. We tell true crime stories with some random connection to our home state of Indiana, so come listen.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is @HoosierHomicide. You can also rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, as well as Podbean.
We also have a MySpace. No one's come to visit it yet.
And for honest to goodness,
Stay out of the corn. I like the MySpace thing.
Yeah, that was good.
Good evening, everybody, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever. It doesn't matter. We are Graveyard Tales. Now, if you like ghost stories, hauntings, cryptid encounters, and the weird history behind them, then you should join us in the graveyard.
You can find us on any of your favorite podcast providers. Check out our website at graveyardpodcast.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter at GRV. Just go search Graveyard Tales.
That would be easier. Now, we hope to see you in the graveyard.
Now it comes to time when the lights are down and it's just us and Kiki
We have candles and we have potpourri.
all along.
Y'all are about to get fucked.
Lighting the incense and
What the hell is that? What the hell is that thing?
Moving on.
Kiki,
Jeff.
hi.
Yes, I am.
Now here you had a really excellent movie experience this week too that you want to talk about.
I did. You know, Deadpool just came out. I was there Thursday.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2, yes. Let's be specific.
Okay.
Deadpool 2 just came out. Went and saw it Thursday night. I would call it a stoner movie. I'd
Okay.
go ahead and say
Yeah.
it's got some, I wouldn't say there's like necessarily like outright drug humor in it, like, you know, a typical stoner movie, but it definitely lends itself to that atmosphere.
Was there any salt and pepper?
There was not in this one.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay,
I'm not, because it just came out. I don't want to get too spoilery. I think that I want to give some people some a chance to see it. But this past weekend, Deadpool just came out, and if you haven't seen it by the time this podcast comes out, I highly encourage you to go see Deadpool 2. Despite all of the criticisms that it's just not as good as the first one, I'm here to tell you, like, it's better than most superhero sequels.
I gotta say, Deadpool 1 is one of my favorite.
It's a fucking work of genius. I don't know how people expected this one to top it.
Yeah. I mean,
it just wasn't going to happen. You weren't going to make it
set the bar
better.
just a little fucking high there.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. So
God.
coming into
that first scene, you know, where he jumps off the bridge and fucking.
This one's great too. I mean, there are so many moments. If you go into this movie not expecting it to be the original Deadpool movie and having realistic expectations of a superhero sequel movie made not by Marvel. So if you go in with those realistic expectations, you are not going to be disappointed. In fact, you will be surprised. And regardless of like all of the fanfare that's happening and you know the multiple marketing schemes and little snippets of the movies that we've seen, you're still going to be surprised. They don't use half of that stuff in the actual movie. You know, for all of the marketing and promo stuff, they've been using a lot of outtakes. So you're not going to see the same jokes that you've been watching in their promos. You're not going to see those in this movie.
Hey, what's up? Hate Up the Podcast. This is Rain Napier here, wishing Flounder a very happy birthday. He's the best goddamn great uncle in Indianapolis. All right, y'all take care. See ya.
Hey, Uncle Jeff. Happy birthday. Have a good one.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. People dying everywhere. Sadness and despair. Happy birthday.
This is Jeremy Keel. Just want to say happy birthday to Jeff Napier, one of the craziest guys I've ever met.
How do I actually get the ghost to poke me? In the butt, preferably.
But it's not about tossing salad. It's not about cock and ass and tits and butthole pleasures.
It's not about butthole pleasures at all.
It's about connection.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
My 3 takeaways were: 1, I have never given a shit about Josh Brolin until now. He was great as Thanos. Simply, he's Thanos. I mean, there's not a whole lot of Josh Brolin there except for his voice, and they did use him for CGI, but as Cable, it's him. I mean, it's really him acting, and he's got some stuff, CGI Cable, like the arm and some other stuff, biometric stuff that he's got going on, but it's Josh Brolin acting, being Cable. I was not prepared to be sexually attracted to this man, but Josh Brolin's Cable is pure sex.
You didn't like him in No Country for Old Men?
I've never found him. Yeah, I loved him. I think he's a great actor. I think he's limited in range, but what he does very well. I was just never attracted to him. I never looked at him and felt lustful until I saw him as Cable. Yeah, damn near slid out of my fucking seat. Like Cable, this Cable kind of it sort of reminded me a little bit of like a male version of Seven of Nine from Star Trek. You guys remember her? Yeah. She's hot as shit. Jerry Ryan. Yeah. So this kind of did the same. I was the same thing for me. I was just like, hot metal man. I don't know. So anyway, that aside, I'm done objectifying Josh Brolin. That aside, I think, again, what I said before, my second takeaway was that it's, as far as superhero sequels go, it's better than the majority of them. So don't let the haters detract you from this movie. And third of all, Zazie Beetz is perfection. She plays Domino in this movie, and she's in Atlanta. She's in a few other projects, not anything too terribly large until Atlanta. And this movie gives Domino just this beautiful theatrical... I can't even describe it to you. You just have to go see it for yourself. And I'm really hoping the only way that this could disappoint me is if this wasn't a stepping stone for a Domino solo flick. I want to see a Domino movie or a Cable and Domino movie. If you guys know the backstory, their relationship. But that's, I mean, I would not be as happy with a Cable Domino movie as I would be with just a Domino. Like, I want her backstory in a
and really,
cinematic form.
we need a kick-ass female superhero movie.
I mean, we could use a lot of them, yeah, when we're going on. We've got one really good one right now. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
As far as, like, by the ultimate, feminist standard, that's really the only great one out there.
But Red Sonja.
I'm actually putting a lot of stake in Captain Marvel. I think this is going to be a good one. They're saying that they're going to go ahead and give her full range of powers as the comics, so that means that she will be the most powerful entity that we have seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to date. So I'm really excited to see that, and I really think Brie Larson can pull it off. So I'm ready for that. But yeah, back to Zazie Beetz. I would love to see her. She can hold it. She can hold her own, and I'm hoping that this was kind of the director's way of saying, all right, we'll give her an in and see if she steps up to the challenge, and if she does, we'll give her own flick. Well, she did it. She stood up to it, so let's see it. I want that movie.
Yep. Right.
And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Go see Deadpool 2. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, one final thing on the whole Stoner thing.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, if you have Netflix, watch Disjointed.
I haven't picked that up yet. I've been busy.
Just Kathy Bates is amazing.
Yeah, I love her.
Okay, but the two characters, one of the guys just doing the Saturday Night Live troupe. I don't know his name, but him and this woman have two characters named what's it called? Dank and Dabby.
Nice.
And it's just the most hilarious comedic team I've ever. If you haven't seen Disjointed, see it. I mean, it's great. It's smart, pot humor, and yeah, I love it. I mean,
well, Lost in Space just came out, so after
Lost in Space, I really want to check that out.
After I check that off my list, then I might get into Disjointed, because you're probably the fourth or fifth person that suggested that to me now.
Yeah. Well, the Netflix thing that really had me going is Evil Genius.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Tony's been watching that.
I burned that whole thing.
I tried to.
It was like 4 hours.
God, man.
It started making me really mad. Like, I'm too empathetic sometimes when
The way they let him just sit there?
Well.
Yeah, and the way he kept breathing like he was expecting it could go out.
Literally, the first time I looked at that guy, I went, he's a psycho, he's lying. There's way more to this story than either him or her are letting on, and why is everyone letting him get away with the bullshit but not her?
Yeah. Right.
And it just immediately made me really mad.
You're talking about the guy in the overalls, right?
I'm talking about whatever, it was like it's the woman that they accused of the murder, and the guy who called the cops and said there's a body in my freezer.
Yeah,
like
That's the guy with the
He's a fucking psycho.
Yeah, and the thing about it is those two people are fucking geniuses, man. They're like, supposedly, that's all everybody kept. Well, I mean, crazy and genius, they just kind of.
I don't think it's genius.
I think the only people who really considered them genius were law enforcement, and you got to consider the source.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
I think it was too smart for their own good.
Yeah. When he sat down and said that man, when the FBI interviewed him, and he said, I just want to tell you right now that I'm the smartest man in this room.
Yeah.
I would have turned around and walked out laughing.
Uh-huh.
Why did they even give him a platform for that bullshit?
But I really, it was just, that movie just.
Yeah.
I mean, just watching a guy breathe and sitting he was on his knees. And he was thinking he was going to die at any second. And just to know that, it was just.
Yeah, that's why I can't watch that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm too empathetic for it. The true crime stuff gets to me sometimes. I get real mad at the way people report it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I find it that it's not, I don't know, sensitive enough to the subject matter at hand.
Yeah.
But hey, guys,
so we got episode, what is it, 6 again?
Yeah, episode 6. Guys, we have not had a review to date, so please rate and review us in iTunes. We're on Podbean, any of the platforms that you use to listen to your podcast, Stitcher, Last FM. Check us out. And please come to our Facebook page. We have 8 Up the Podcast, the Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. We're at 8_up_pod. And we're also on Instagram now. So check us out on the social medias. We're really interactive, and we love you guys.
Did you just say social medias?
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
Yeah, don't do that.
What is it you want to say, Walter? I don't.